Okay, so, hello guys, it's me Gaming Star here, and today I am back with another episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Last time, we basically finished Recipe for Turnabouts. We're going to go ahead and start Turnabout Memories, Turnabout Beginnings. Let's go. Shut up, come closer, and I'll kill her. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Okay, here we go. It's a pretty short case, but it definitely is a pretty important one. I went through the file of an court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Fugitive data. Name Terry Fallis. Kidnapping, murder, sentence, death penalty. Fugitive movements. After escaping, Fallis met with then the murdered Sergeant Valerie Hartforn. He captured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. Their very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Oh my god. Mario! 6 years earlier, Mia Fey, first trial. Here we go. February 16th, 9:24 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm going to die. I've never should have accepted this case. Good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia. I didn't do nothing, I swear. I didn't kill nobody. Terry Fallis, my first client. Mario! Shut the oh my god. Hey! Hey! Sentenced to death 5 years ago, and now a prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax him. So why did you escape anyway? Oh god! Yee! I'm sorry. I didn't do nothing, I didn't kill nobody. I never lied, I escaped from nowhere. But Mr. Fallis, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Sorry. I told a little lie. Oh boy. But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? Look! I'm really sorry. They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the penalty. I swear, I didn't kill her. I could have never do that. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Then about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before police could recapture him. The police believes that Terry Fallis did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped. So that much is true. He did meet the victim. But I didn't kill her! She was alive when I left. She was alive! It's true! I can trust him, right? I mean, I should? Huh. You're not going to figure out the truth just by staring at that guy. Why are you here? I came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Where's Mr. Grossberg? Huh, that old man's probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle, mumbling to his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. I didn't say... So Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Office, is here for me? No. You got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, it took all the amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine, an escaped death row convict for first client. Yeah, thanks. I sure wish I could get out of it, though. Huh, relax. I just heard some good news. Prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. Really? However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned a reputation as a genius since beginning his law career. Genius? Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Sharpen those claws of yours. It's go time. A solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and I heard that simple childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. Alright, here we go. This case has a bit of a dark ending. I'm just going to say right now, so kind of be aware of that. This case didn't end very well. I'm just going to say it, but I'm not going to spoil exactly why it ended badly, but you're going to see why. It's a pretty interesting case. Ah, no! Ah, fuck me. Alright, here we go. Court's now to the trial of Terry Fallis. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. It's Edgeworth! I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers. Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. So you're the new prosecutor everyone is talking about, eh? They say you joined prosecutor's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honor. I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh? Come on, Mia. You can't lose. Not to someone younger than you. Young people running at a trial. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. Is that correct? Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman who was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Floss was responsible for her death? You got it, kitten. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Fallis, was sentenced to death in his very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, and the trial was long and protracted. Correct, but in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness testimony. A witness's testimony? The testimony of Detective Valerie Hartforn, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Fallis at the scene and later testified against him. She says she witnessed Mr. Fallis throw his young victim into the river. How would you throw in the river? For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies fall into it and never recover. So Miss Hartford's testimony was the one that put him away. That policewoman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be exactly the victim. The same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hartford. Aha, I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago. With only one thing on his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Aha! The truth is now becoming clear to me! Huh? Yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty. We haven't even done this shit yet! Wait a minute, it's not right! We're only like 8 minutes in, what the hell? At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor. Watch yourself, Miss Fey. I'm not sure I could care about your word choice or your tone of voice. Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite! Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I'll call the detective who is in charge of the initial investigation of this case. It's Gumshoe! Witness, state your name and occupation. Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of this case, sir. Valley got promoted to detective division half a year ago. I don't believe anyone asked you about that. Hey, ma'am! You got any idea how much work it takes? What is it? You're really gorgeous. Excuse me? No, seriously. My heart is aching for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up in contempt so quick that something other than your heart will... No. Oh, okay, I got it. Now, detective, tell us of the incident. Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hartford, a veteran of the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. That much is already stated in the autopsy report. Don't you dare do the autopsy report. I trust your fucking god. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself. What you can do the first ever one? Yes, sir, gotcha. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area. Here, what do we got? Eagle River, 5 yards. It's a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. And the river then runs under this Eagle Bridge. The victim and the defendant met there on top of the bridge. After stabbing in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was captured at the police checkpoint. He was trying to make his getaway, sir. I see. Dusky Bridge map. Bridge located 40 feet above Eagle River. Damn, that's a very high fall. With the victim's blood found on the bridge, the victim, Sergeant Valerie Hartform, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were ever found on the bridge. Oh, fuck, wrong button. Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that absolutely must despise conjecture. If there ain't no blood on the bridge, then you would have no proof that we ever met there. Your Honor? If you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. I noticed the animations like are very kind of like a mix of both his and just like Manfred von Karma's. They're a mix of both, which is actually a really cool detail. How he has von Karma's mannerisms in the beginning, which makes sense considering von Karma did mentor him, so it makes sense. I like that. I like that detail so much. I have to point out because it's so cool of a detail. If you guys were with me in the first game, you probably already know why. You probably already seen familiar, right? So, Hose, detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir. Here we go, Mia. Hang on. Okay, now, listen carefully. Okay. One little mistake, this guy will drink you from one tea. Trust me and get ready. This guy seem familiar to you or what, huh? Gee, I wonder who it is. Gee, I wonder. I'm being sarcastic. Okay. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hartform went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time with Mr. Fawless. And that's where he was brutally murdered. She was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Fawless was arrested at a police checkpoint set up at the base of the mountain. Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge. Naturally. Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed to cross-examination? Yes, sir! Cross-examination coming right up! Hey, settle down there, kid. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee. I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here. The courtroom can be cold battlefield, all right. Especially for a beginner. I don't need you to worry about me. I mean the defendant, the witness, everyone's a beginner here. Ha! You got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you've got, kitten. It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those guard procedure videos you stayed up all night watching. Summary of the incident. Alright, here we go. Who exactly was it that called her? This unknown person. You have no idea who it might be, right? Sorry, but I'm afraid I do. What? The one who called Sergeant Hartform was the defendant, Terry Fawless. What? The defendant called her? Sergeant Hartform was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Fawless. A note? Yeah, a top secret memo she left in her desk. A confidential police material written by the victim. Should we read it? According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Fawless. Not for me. Huh. Looks like the judge even more sure about his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. Since the Texas fault, he's the one that said unknown person. Hey now, don't make that face at me. I just said it away because the prosecutor told me to. Is that a trap? With that cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky. Alright, let's read it. February 14th, 1:21 p.m. Fawless, 4:30 p.m. That bridge. Wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Dahlia. Gee, I wonder who that is. Dahlia, huh? One. Right, we have 2, 3, 4. Mr. Fawless had a car then. Well, the bridge is all the way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim were both in by their car. I mean, how was right? What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. The car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves. This guy about how he feels about anything? This is a photo from the stolen car's trunk. Naturally, that's the body of Valerie Hartform in there. Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable. Trunk of false car. The victim, she was stabbed in the back, correct? Yeah. For some reason, men always be stabbed in the back. We're talking about a woman here. I'm talking a photo, but the knife was stuck in the back nice and firm. The condition of the body was discovered in very important information. Detective, there are so many things strange all over the trunk of the car. Here's a photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange. Do you, anyway? Where's the scarf? What's this? What is it? Do you have anything to say, Miss Bay? I'm sorry, I totally forgot what I was gonna say. This is the first time I've ever had to actually address someone like that. You should have protected before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure I like this. Say there, little kid. Want a piece of my coffee candy? Candy? Well, you're still too young to be drinking the real coffee. Oh, come on, Mia, shake it off. You're a lawyer. Detective! Yes, ma'am? This photo. You said there was nothing particular about it. Is that correct? Yeah, that's what I said. Well then, I suggest you take a little look at the note written by the victim. The note? It very clearly says, wear white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like. And fuss a special request. I have one very simple question for you, detective. Where is that white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo. Well, to be honest, we didn't find it on the trunk, you know. And you stopped there, you should have looked for it! Yeah! The caller told her where to identify herself. I expected she did just that. Well, Mr. Sheriff, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you are searching so desperately for? Is it this one, perhaps? Ah! Where did you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation. Why did you tell me? I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal stash. It's the safest place I know. That hot shot sure has a flair. Pretty dramatic. It's not exactly white, as the color requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it's intended for. It looks like spent some time in the mud. Not surprising, it was drizzling in the mountain that day. Prosecutors were potentially citing the scarf the whole time. The court will accept the scarf to evidence, worn by the victim the time of the incident found on Dusky Bridge. Now, if the attorney in defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is all right with you, isn't it, Miss Faye? Boy, would I like to wrap the scarf around this morning. Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively and with hard evidence that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Fells did indeed meet on the bridge that day. Further, we've shown exactly what occurred there. That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it. Everything is moving all as when. Don't forget, kitten. There is a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius. A genius, huh? Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken with the witness just a Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down the behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. How does the scarf fall off the... Looking at this photo, you really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. There's about 40 feet drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below. There. Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say that it was a well-intentioned third party. Aha, potential witness. Why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. This person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Say taken by the witness. So as you can see, Terry Falls had both the motive and opportunity. I think it's quite clear at the point what happened to that bridge. Aha, the truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty. Not again, that's not fair. I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean, Alright, events on Dusky Bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, the groom shoved the victim from behind and stabbed her in the back. Objection, baby! So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? Yeah, and fog too, just a general soggy atmosphere. Then why is she wet? Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere. But this is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk. Why isn't she wet? Consider the conditions of the scene of the crime. Something isn't right. Well, by all means, please enlighten us, it all isn't right. And this is about to fit the condition that day. The scarf, she felt should be wet and muddy, just a wetter. What about this? What about this here? That Naturally, the answer is right here, I think. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? Seems to me Miss Faye could use a trunk herself. What? One that she could hide all the bitter memories from this trial. That is. Ha ha ha, you truly are a genius. A genius of sarcasm and wordplay. Oops, it looks like I really put my mouth on my foot this time. How the fuck did I mess that up? I put it in the right location. Select like your wolves, click, and go after the blanket. No matter a bitter memory, it can never be as good as dark coffee. Alright, Mia, you've got to think harder this time. Put the conditions. It's gotta be... It's right around here because, like, she's not wet. So, like, how the fuck is she just not wet, though? That's the thing, is... She should be wet and muddy, so it's kind of weird how, she's not. It's, like, right around here. Something like that. It's her coat, because, like, how the fuck is she, like... Ah, fuck. Bro, no! I messed it up! No! No! I'm literally gonna lose this right now. Present the victim's coat. The coat! It's the jacket. Because the jacket... The victim's coat. Recall the testimony of your conditions of the bridge that day. I've missed those. It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge, then the front of the coat should have been covered in mud! That's exactly right. The other day I fell in my bloody stream and my gorgeous play-off beard off bald. I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If Your Honor had fallen in the shower instead of on the muddy street, your glorious hockey beard proud as Lego leaf would be wet, not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? The surface of the bridge, huh? A real man would stand for a taunt like that. Neither would a real woman. Of course I can. The surface is evidence because of the scarf, because it's filled with mud. The evidence is the scarf. Ah! It should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy, that means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud. Ah! Don't I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo. Hey, shame to you, buddy. You bimbo. This phase assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? Huh? Life. For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at the explanation of this case, maybe, shall we? Alright, it's not like he's really giving me a choice here. Ha! You're doing pretty well for a little kitten. But Mr. Armando, no matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victims discovered the trunk, the witness photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think of it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence is one of those three. What you said just now, I'm not sure I like that. That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee aficionado over here that said that. The court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence of flimsy scam it really is. Yes, the false evidence in this case is the witness's photo, the body in the trunk, the witness testimony. It's a no-brainer. Obviously, it's the witness suspect. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? Yeah, that's what the witness told us. The testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. That's true. It's not just true, it's the truth. Yes, there's truly decisive witness in this case. I'm certain the boy would there when we called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests a cross-examined eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, It appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time. What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? Now let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. This is Mia. The battle begins here. Witness, what is your name and occupation? Oh, this is this bitch again, huh? Everyone is so silent that I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter. Beep, 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 beep. Oh. When I look at you, how can I put it? You look as scrumptious as a double-double in a dozen donut holes. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand down the verdict just to have a bite. Hey, not so fast! As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care in dressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. Miss Faye, you could learn a lot from this man. If he's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir? Yes, my dear. This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause. Not at all. There's no trouble at all. Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? My name is, Melissa Foster. You're really straight up couldn't use your real name because you knew you were caught, didn't you, bitch? I'm a college student. A freshman in the literature department. A liar, more like. You were the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct? And you were the one who took this photo. Is that accurate? Ah! How can you be so mean? Now see here, what are you doing shoving your face like that? Huh? But it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous. Next time I'll be forced to penalize you. Oh, I don't like that turn this is taken. Is she staring at me? And you would be? Huh? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Faye. I see. So you are... Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. Fuck you, bro! Fuck you, bitch! Let's go. I know who you are. Don't lie to me. I know exactly who you are. I know you from the first fucking case. Don't lie, bro. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wild flowers. Why the fuck would you do flowers? Then I noticed there were two people standing up the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I heard and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that, I called the police. By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred? I believe the map would be up here. I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field by the tall cliffs. But wait a minute. Wait. I have a feeling there's a contradiction. I don't know, it's just me. Took the photo from that location. I brought the camera I was using at the time. Just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to. Oh, what a cute camera. Just like its owner. Took this witness photo with a small, powerful model. Alright then, Miss Faye, time for cross-examination. But I warn you, if you would cry again, I'll use it for my gavel. Bro, she's a bitch. Come on. She's a bitch. I have to say it to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, motherfucker. We have a photo to tell you today. The witness's photo seemed to be taken by the witness. Is it just me, or does it feel off? Because here's the thing about the photo. Here's the thing. Is that from the location she was in, the precise location, she was supposed to be right around, like, let me see. Right, let me have a switch. So thank God I have this feature. So right around here, right? So right around here. And they were like right around here. So I don't get it. Like, here's the thing I don't get. Is they would be right here, right? You know? But she was supposed to be right here, taking the picture. this will block the view. Like, this will block the view a bit. It will be blocked a bit. Or like a lot. I don't know. It's kind of weird to me. I don't know. It's some contradiction to me. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't know what it is, but... For me, it feels kind of off. So let's go with the witness photo. I don't know. Maybe it's me. It's a little bit blocky, but let's go. I don't know. Not that smart. Witness? When you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you mean? All I can see in this photo is our two people facing each other. You testified that you saw the two of them start to fight. Normally, that's the kind of thing that you refer to as a crucial moment. Why haven't you presented the photo like that? Well, you see, the photo we presented was the only one there was. But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it. Doe, I missed. My apologies, young lady. But Miss Faye's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit. You can certainly downplay a situation, can't you? I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up. The film, I mean. You ran out of film? This photo was the last one. What? No. Unfortunately, that is the truth. That person examined all the photographs she took that day. And all the other photos are of the witness herself playing among the wildflowers. The witness herself. Then who took the photos? Well, you see, my camera had a timer feature built into it. So you took photos of yourself? I remember taking some photos of myself once, too. Please, no details. It seems that Miss Faye's assertion is not decisive after all. Wait, just a minute! Well, if she had no film left, she could very well take more pictures, eh? Miss Foster, perhaps then you could tell us about a different sort of photo. Photos of incident that you took with your very own eyes. Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet. Very well then, let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts and what you have witnessed. Yes, Mr. Judge. Boy, this guy is really a sucker for sweet talk. It looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention. Yeah, it's sickening. Alright, the last two statements are lies. Then I noticed there were two people standing on the bridge. Suddenly they started fighting and turned around and tried to run a bit, but she only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back. So, let's see. It was presented at the Dusky Bridge. Yeah. So, let's see here. Okay, so let's check the map again. Alright, map. Hold on. What? Okay, hang on. So, she turned around and tried to run a bit. Hang on, let me see. Hang on. Which heck? Alright, so if you look at the picture. Okay, so if you look at the picture. Not that picture. Wrong fucking picture. This one. You see that she's on the right side. And he's on the left. So if she ran, she would have fucking fallen. She would have fallen. Look at this. You see? She would have literally fallen. That part's broken. She literally would have fallen off and died. Anyway, she would have died anyway, regardless of what she would have done. She would have, if she somehow had like a long jump or something, she somehow had like Super Mario fucking long jump, that she could have jumped over there. But no, that's literally impossible. If she did some sort of like Olympic fucking like Super Mario long jump up in here, then yeah, she could do that. But no, the only thing she could do was just fall off to her death. So really, the only thing she could do was run the left, not the right. So oh boy. Objection! What? This your testimony's a joke! Huh? What? I just... Miss Faye! I thought I warned you not going to cry. Her tears are crocodile tears. What's your testimony and two bad contradictions? There's no possible excuse! You say there were two contradictions? It's simple. Just take a look at this diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the two of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were, and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well then, she would have hit a dead end, or fallen to her death. You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have ran even 5, because Dusky Bridge collapsed on that side. Ah! What does it all mean? It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it. This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court? I almost said one. Just a moment, Your Honor. of Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. What do you mean? There's one major mistake in this diagram. What did you say? Are you referring to? It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge. It couldn't even find any official blueprints of it. So you're saying... I'm saying that even though the bridge is currently disrepair... Ah, fuck you! There's no evidence that can prove that the bridge was broken during the incident. That's ridiculous! You can't actually tell condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear with the represented evidence. That guy is good. Huh? What do you mean? He planned it from the very beginning. He's a genius. Right. That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy. What? That coward! Fuck. Well, Miss Faye, it seems you've once again made a reckless accusation. What? Fuck you! I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself. No. It wasn't your fault at all. Now then, shall we go on with the trial? It's like established once and for all. It was the witness actually saw. Indeed. All right, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony? But it's so hard to go on. We're on your side, Miss Foster. There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. Oh, fuck you, Dahlia. Oh, shit. Oops, slip of the tongue. Damn, I slipped my tongue. I mean, Melissa. Hey, Melissa. Fuck you! Let's see. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in her arms. Then he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I was supposed to talk about what I saw. Witnessing such violence must have been difficult. Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up. Why are you... Okay, fuck you. If he accepts his testimony as it, we're finished. Don't say that. Oh, well. Maybe I'll stop it up at my favorite cafe on the way home. The way to make really good mocha latte. This trial isn't over yet! That's what I'd like to hear. Alright, Miss Faye, your cross-examination police. Your contradiction is staring right in your face, Mia. Go and attack. God damn it, bro. 1, 2, 3. Presenta Taski Bridge Mappy. I suppose there was only one way he could assure the body stayed hidden. What? Throw it off the what? Throw it off the fucking side of what? Throw it off the bridge or put it in the car? Either one or the other. There's two different options. There's not one, there's two. Either throw it into the bridge and it could never be found, because that's the smart option. If I was a killer, I would do that. Okay, don't take that seriously, by the way. I'm just saying, it's an example. And then there's also the car. But the car is easier to find. That's the dumb way. That's the retarded way. The best way is throwing it off the bridge. That's how you do it, bro. That's how you do it. It's a roll! A killer not wanting his victim to be found. I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body to the purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure that body wasn't found. Putting off the side of the bridge. Well, what is it? Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. The river. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Escher pointed out something interesting about the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for this powerful current. It can drag it away and no one can ever be found. Most bodies that fall are never recovered. Ah, in that kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur in the same spot above Eagle River, you can bet your boots every other killer would have tossed their body in the water. That's true. Odd! I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Faye. But I must admit, it does seem odd not to have thrown the body into the river. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how sad. Perhaps Miss Faye would do well to try to take a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature. What are you talking about? My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact that this is what the killer did, none of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw. Quite true. Edgeworth, what the fuck is wrong with you? Miss Faye, seems to your assertion without merit after all. If the witness claims to have seen it, it's totally ridiculous. I surely can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car. That's fairly consistent with what the witness has told us. Please, witness, go on with your testimony. I'll try. All you have to do is tell us what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady will might yell at you again. Please talking talking about? Alright, I'll do my best. Fuck you, bro. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Okay. Then he carried her over, then the killer broke the car. He couldn't just leave out the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry, am I supposed to stop when I'm talking? The killer broke into the trunk and stolen car and hid the body in there. Either the witness photo or the dusky bridge map is fine. Objection! Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done it this time. Done what? Made a crucial mistake. Crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Faye? The killer broke into the trunk of his stolen car and hid the body in there. You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes? Yes, and... It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. You would have been over there. Taking the photo from there says here. Do you see what I mean? Even if you try to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way. Ah! That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car. Ah! I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of the rock. However, it isn't so tall it would stop her from seeing the car. That's right. It's not high at all. I was able to see his car just fine. I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't wash. I believe it was the witness who presented this evidence in the court, yes? This is the location that the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, the rock, yeah. But the outcropping as it's being referred to is really more like a cliff. Ah! Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff, but you still claim to have been able to see the killer's car. No! That's right, Melissa, my Lisa bit. Order in the court. What do you mean about this ballyhoo? Ballyhoo. Your Honor, don't jump at any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in the stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing the murder, I'm sure you can appreciate the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car. If this herself, she saw it. Bitch, no. But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes. Oh. Mr. Judge? What is it? I think I must have remembered things wrong. Hold it! Hey, wait a minute. You can't just say that. Miss Faye, no one in the face of the planet is perfect. Yes, indeed. Quite true. You know what they say. To err is human, to forgive divine. What? I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here. What? That's not fair! Ha! Save the tears for later, kid. But Mr. Armando, don't look back until the trial is over. Now is the time to go forward. But that wasn't fair! Okay, kid. You need to relax. Then you need to remember that Lordkin's testimony. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. So tell me, how does she know that? How does she know that they broke into the trunk? Aha! Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on the side of the courtroom. Well, witness, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk. Because there was marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain that there were scratch marks from where he broke into it. What? Let me see that photo. It's true. These certainly look like scratch marks around the keyhole. It's obvious that this trunk has been broken open. Well, Miss Faye, are you satisfied? The judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. Contradiction somewhere. It doesn't work. Melissa Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself. What? You started your work in the field taking photos of wild flowers. But even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get the chance to see those scratches? Finally got to her. Huh, I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. Then perhaps it would be faster, Miss Faye explained herself. Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had scratches was she happened to be passing by. She put the corpse in herself. She was the owner of the car. She put the corpse in herself. There's only one way the witness had the chance to see those scratches. Yes, what is it? Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was Melissa Foster! It was you that did it, wasn't it?
That's ridiculous. I could never. He was the man in the prison garb. He's the one that...
I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Falls had been one to put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open.
But he stole the car.
He stole it from the young couple that had been waiting for at a red light, which means that the key would have still been in the ignition.
Oh, I see.
Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we would never have uncovered the truth. That it could have been Mr. Falls that put the body in the trunk.
No!
Preposterous to even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo that she took? The corpse could have only been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. And we already know the time she was taking photographs. Now this is your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. On the contrary, I'm not certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is just shudder for this one can have been pushed by Miss Foster herself.
Melissa Scamira.
Let's take another look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we? There's a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Why, it's almost as if she brought this camera just to take this picture. What are you trying to say then, Miss Faye? The crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed? Well, if she really did use the camera auto timer, then the answer is she was somewhere else. Exactly. She was not in the field. Would that defense please explain further? Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? If the answer to that question, what was Miss Foster's true identity? Well, then please answer the question. As Miss Foster says the incident occurred, she was right here, wasn't she? She was at the V. Naturally, the witness is right here, but that's where the victim, Miss Hartform, was standing. Odd, Miss Faye, what on earth? Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. But other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could be only a bit before the defendant met the victim. How aside? Of course, Mr. Falls met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to have put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Fallis. You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valier Hartforn! What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. Who exactly is this victim in this photo? It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness. What? It's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Falls met on the bridge on the date was not Valier Hartforn. It was you, Melissa Foster!
Me?
Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valier Hartforn. Valier or Valier, whatever. But the defendant knew Valier Hartforn very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped get him convicted. But since then, the client has spent 5 hard years in the federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore. You're just making things up as you go along. Where's your proof? I've got it right here. Piece of evidence, this case wide open. This time that Mr. Falls had forgotten what Valier Hartforn looked like. The victim's note or the scarf. So either one doesn't really matter. Mr. Falls had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification, namely the smutty scarf. It was Mr. Falls who requested she wear this scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as he were wearing a scarf like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valier Hartforn. Well, what do you have to say to them, Melissa Foster?
No!
That's right, bitch, faint! I don't give a shit. Faint, bro. Fuck you. Alright, we're gonna go to the second part of the trial. Let's go, baby. It's a pretty short one, so pretty short case comparison. Where's Miss Foster? She's collecting herself in the lobby. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set the camera and snapped a fake photo of them together. So the only question is why did she do it? Well, isn't that obvious? She's the real culprit. Well, we'll wait to Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Until then, this court's in recess. The defense and the prosecution were both to wait their respective lobbies. Yes, Your Honor. Understood. Very well. This court is in recess. Alright. We're going to keep continuing because obviously this case is kind of short. We're not going to end it because why would I? Let's go. Mr. Falls, look! Eek! I'm sorry. Why say thanks? You're real good. You really hooked me up. Thanks. We're almost there. Once I prove that she committed a crime. Yeah, but there's still one big obstacle we've got to pass. Obstacle? Yeah, motive. Why would Melissa Foster kill that policewoman anyway? Motive, huh? Anyway, we're still badly in need of information. Information, right. What we need the most is info about this Melissa Foster herself. All we know is that she's a student studying literature. And one more thing. What is it? Well, the incident that happened 5 years ago, of course. The kidnapping murder case that Zebra Boy is on the death row for. I ain't killed nobody, never lie! Mr. Fallis, in that case, tell us more about it. About what happened 5 years ago. Okay, I trust you. That day, 5 years ago, I dream of it every day. This picture, it reminds me of everything. It bridge looks the same, just like then, 5 years ago. Like it could fall apart any minute. So it's been broken like this for at least 5 years? Huh, sorry buddy, but you sound like the one that could fall apart at any minute. It's true, I did kidnap her. 5 years ago, I kidnapped my girlfriend, Dahlia Harford. Girlfriend, huh? But wait a minute. How old is he? 25. 5 years ago, he was 20. And Dahlia would have been... She would have been 14. Like, let's see. Like 15, 14. Somewhere around that, or 16. Somewhere around that range. Let's see. 18, 17, 16, 14. Yeah, she would have been 15. So, 15 to 20. So it's like, it's kind of a weird age gap, but like, people think that's like a pedophilia age gap, but it really isn't. Think about it, it really isn't. It's really not that much of an age gap, because I mean, come on, my parents have like almost 10 years apart, so it's not that much of a surprise there when it comes to age gap. I just realized that age gap is kind of weird though. It's your girlfriend, huh? Hold on there. Did you say Harford? The victim's last name. Dahlia Harford, Valaire's little sister. What? Are you serious? The girl. Let her go! Shut up! Come closer, and I'll kill her! Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. The detective back then was Valaire Harford. At first I thought shooting someone for kidnapping was crossing the line, but if it was to protect her little sister, I can understand why she did it. Wrong, don't protect sister. Vera betrayed me! Betray us! What do you mean she betrayed you? Everything. All lies, all make-believe. Kidnapping, too. A make-believe kidnapping? Dahlia, my girlfriend, my love, my teen angel. Did he actually say my teen angel? He's seen too many soap operas. I do anything she says, anything Dahlia says. Anything Dahlia says? Hold on a minute. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by... Yeah, me and Dahlia. And Valaire too.
Valère was in it?
Dahlia's family rich, jewelry business. We get 1 jewel, that's what we thought.
Oh.
Me and Dahlia wrote kidnap note we sent to her dad. Asked for $2 million diamond, tell her make the exchange on...
That's... Whoo!
We'll tell him Valera make transfer because she knew detective. Having a police detective in your pocket is a useful thing, alright. In the end, you were planning on splitting 2 million 3 ways, huh? Yeah, but that woman!
Why would you though? It's kind of weird. Outside of the money, like...
That woman, Valera, she do it for real. She shoot at me for real. Me and Dahlia. Bang. I was shot in arm. Dahlia, she jumped in river.
Ah.
Jump? You don't mean she jumped on purpose, do you? I couldn't do it. I could never push her. Anyway, I blacked out. I woke up in police all over. And that's when they decided to give you the death sentence. I couldn't believe it. That woman, she betrayed me!
That man, Terry Fallis, he killed her. He threw her off the bridge. He threw my beloved sister into a roaring river 40 feet below.
And she's still alive anyway, so not much of a surprise there that motherfucker's still alive. These 5 years, all I wonder is, why? 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 Why does she lie? That's all I want to know. So that's why you called her. You wanted to hear the truth from Valère herself. Yes, but I forgot what she looked like, so I tell her to wear a scarf. I don't want to hurt her. I just want to ask. Why did you lie? Why did you betray us? I just want to hear an answer from her mouth. That's all.
So that's why you made a crazy escape like that.
Just one thing, zebra boy. My senses are tingling all over. Tell me, Mr. Fallis, where is it?
Huh? Where's what?
Come on now, kitten. The ransom, the $2 million diamond. Remember that now? Did you give that back to Pops? Did the police take it? I don't know.
Huh? You don't know?
Not really. No, really, I don't know. It's gone. With Dahlia.
Dahlia?
That day on the bridge. Dahlia put it in backpack. Now gone with Dahlia. Gone. Forever. Into Eagle River.
How the fuck did... Oh, okay.
He disappeared with Dahlia, huh? Wait a minute. You can come back in now. We're ready to go. Mr. Fallis, just one more question. When you said with Dahlia, do you mean with Diamond is still missing? Along with the body of Dahlia Harthorn? Never found her. My sweet Dahlia. They never found her. Swallowed by river. Gone. Dahlia, my teen angel. Your teen angel. How old is she anyway? Just 14.
I fucking knew it! 14, 15, somewhere around that.
14, 15 years old.
But for 14!
I guess you were robbing cradles before diamonds. She plans a fake kidnapping and disappears into the river for rock worth 2 mil. Man, oh man. Angels these days. What a fucking angel! Fallis takes the fall, and it gets one-way ticket to death row. Is Dahlia Harthorn an angel, or she really is? It's time, kid. It looks like we've had a few more aces up our sleeve now. You bet. Diamond, a $2 million gem, used to ransom for Dahlia, lost to Eagle River 5 years ago. Training wheels come off now, Mia. You've got to strike when the iron is hot. That's one of my rules. Remember it. Okay. Now then, let's continue with the trial. Witness, are you feeling better?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll try my best.
You're a brave young lady. Not this again. I can understand the defense I wanted to get her client off the hook. However, to try to pin a crime on an innocent student is... What are you talking about? My witness is not a person on trial here. She's an innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime. That's all. What possible reason would a little girl have this for murdering a policewoman? Certainly hard to imagine this woman's a murderer. Her motive, huh? I figured that's what I had to establish next. Well, Miss Faye, do you have any evidence of motive? Yes, of course, I think. Ha! You're still acting as tame as a kid. Mr. Armando? Listen, a lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. Smiling on the outside while your guts are twisted and knotted, the mark of a pro. Maybe so, but I wish you would quit grinning at me like that.
Excuse me? May I speak, Mr. Judge? Of course, Mr. Judge is ready anytime you like.
I'd like to say something. Some people here are suspicious of me, right? That's why I at least wanted you, Mr. Judge, to know that it's not true.
I see. You're such an honest, upstanding young lady. Nah, you're a liar. Let's get this witness a real professional. What do you mean? Look at the 100-watt smile. Just when he thinks are darkest for her. Click! She lights right up. Very well, then. Let's hear what the witness has to say.
Oh boy, Melissa.
Bitch.
I was out of the country until a year before last. Until I entered college, I'd never even been at Eagle Mountain before.
Oh, you have, alright.
And I certainly don't know any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Holding a grudge and killing the officer who testified against you 5 years ago? Or kidnapping a poor girl? I just think the defendant is a terrible, horrible monster.
Oh, frick you, lady. Close the door. Out of the country, eh? Precisely. Furthermore, she has no possible motive for committing murder. Indeed. You're up to bat, kid. Sharpen his gloves and put on your best smile. You bet. Somehow, I have to tie her to this case.
Melissa Foster.
Melissa! God damn it, I hate you. Alright, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Press. A grudge.
Well, the policewoman's testimony was crucial, wasn't it? Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to death?
Yes, that's precisely why he harbored such a deep anger against her. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt. My client has always maintained that he's innocent of those charges.
He seems rather forgetful, your client, I mean. Not only did he forget about what he did, but he also forgot the poor policewoman as well.
What do you mean by that?
Your client, he forgot what the detective looked like, right? It's too bad for her that he didn't forget about her testimony as well.
Well, she's right about that. Mr. Pulse is kind of forgetful. Press harder.
She said he forgot what the detective... You said what it looked like. And what do you mean by that? Well, he couldn't tell who she was in kind of identification, right?
Quite right. That's why the victim was wearing a scarf identification.
Why, he had been wearing this white scarf that day. Then he probably would have tried to kill me.
That's true. He clearly is a bitter man. It's getting worse and worse. Sometimes it's best to poke too deep. What should I do? Have it added to the testimony. Your Honor, what says the testimony to the testimony? Would you like to add it to official testimony? The prosecution has no objection. After all, the defendant is killing him to imbalance him blame at all. The testimony only helps her to prove that point. No, that's not why. Enough witness if you want.
My pleasure, Mr. Dutch. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf.
A white! Witness, I want you to look at this photo you took. It's hard to see in the photo, but look at the scarf and the victim wears identification. And you're talking about the scarf right here, right?
Yes, that's it. The scarf the policewoman was wearing.
I've got her now. Just don't mess up. But that's strange. If your testimony, you stated the following. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf. White? If this is a scarf you identify as belonging to the victim? Yeah, certainly doesn't look white to me. Oh, it's light blue, not white. Well, it wasn't foggy that day. It was raining as well. It was surprising that she was looking for white. Sorry, but not this time. The witness just confirmed that this was the victim's scarf. Yes, but with significance. It's true that the scarf doesn't look white, but there's only one explanation for this mix-up. The reason which was the victim's note. Wear white scarf for identification. The victim's note. Witness, have you ever seen this note?
No, no, never.
It's top secret evidence. There's no reason for that you would have. I wonder about that. What do you mean? This note shows Mr. Fall's instructions on the victim regarding their meeting. It says, wear white scarf for identification. White scarf. Ah! Witness, you knew what this note said. And this is because you knew that you slipped up and mistakenly said white scarf. Well, Miss Foster?
No!
Oh, Mr. Edgar, I'm waiting for an explanation. I'm quite sure this note wasn't leaked to the public. And yet, the witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited. Terry Fallis is one. The person who wrote the note, Valietta Hartford, is another. And finally, one more person. Did you say one more person? That's right, a person that no one would have suspected. Have you figured it out, kid? Yep. The third person to contact this note was... not Melissa. Deceased Dahlia Hartford. Quotations! And that person is Dahlia Hartford. Dahlia Hartford. I've never heard of that name before. Look at the victim's notes. It says, talk to Dahlia, tell her this time there's her name right there. What's this? Oh, this person. This is Dahlia Hartford. Miss Faye must be desperate. She's trying to bring the dead back to life. The dead? Dahlia Hartford was the victim's deceased and younger sister. How do you know, though? She's killed by a crime 5 years ago. Killed in a crime? You don't mean... the kidnapping. Yes, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Fallis. You said she was killed, but was she really? What are you implying? Of course, people thought she had died 5 years ago. She fell off the Dusky Bridge and was lost in Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found. She was declared legally dead 5 years ago. As far as the law is concerned, Dahlia Hartford is officially dead. But the fact remains that her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hartford was 14 years old 5 years ago. If she were still alive, she would be 19 now. Melissa Foster? I believe that's the same age you are. Ah! Even you couldn't. Miss Faye, you're not saying... Yes, I am. But I am. That's precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us is the girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago. The girl is in fact Miss Dahlia Hartford. What? Ha, nice work. That was like tossing a grenade into a 3-alarm fire. But unless you can't tie all the loose ends together, you're nothing but a hit-and-run arsonist. I understand. If I can expose her true nature, I can turn this whole thing into his head. That's my chance to make Mr. Escher squirm. Witness, just who are you anyway? I didn't think it'd come to this. That's enough. You don't have to say any more, witness. Yes, I understand. What? Mr. Escher, explain yourself! Your Honor, I have an admission to make. I honestly never thought the defense would persuade a matter this far. You don't mean... Yes, the prosecutor's office is filled with fools, you know. Naturally, we conduct the full background checks on our own witness. What did he say? Ha, it looks like the kid knew. He knew her true identity from the get-go. No way, but then why? Behind her revealed her secret. He wasn't going to say anything about it. All he wanted her was her testimony, so he made a little trade. Let me introduce you to the victim's younger sister, Miss Dahlia Hartford. I thought she died 5 years ago! We thought so as well. But, well, as you can see... Why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years? That has nothing to do with the case. She's merely an accidental witness to a crime. No, she's not, bro. Accidental? I don't believe that for a minute. For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of the victim. And now finds acting suspiciously at the scene of another murder? She's a born killer. Really, Miss Faye? I must say, your stranger here is painfully obvious. You're trying to pin your client's crime on an innocent witness in order to win. At any cost. How dare you! Please let us take a moment to think. 5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. But even worse than that, 5 years later, Dahlia Hartford lost something much more precious. Her big sister. Miss Faye must be insane to even suggest that she murdered her. What?! I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic. Miss Faye, do you have any evidence of assertion? What's the reason witness have been love sister? Well, you see, I thought I was winning, so I turned it around. Huh. I think you need a little push in the right direction. The defense is prepared to present evidence supporting our claim. Ah, that wasn't me. It was this guy, the crazy coffee addict. I think we've heard enough empty threats from you, old man. Ha, what makes you think they're empty, boy? Because your protege looks like she's sweating bullets. I'm sweating bullets? You think you're in a tough spot, huh? Of course, aren't I? No. You've just arrived at the moment of truth. That's all. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you. Up to me? The Russians of youth. How charming. This coming from someone younger than me. How old is he anyway? Hang on. Hang on. How old is he again? 20. But motive would witness out for murdering the victims. No. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her the truth must come out. The story starts Terry Falls escaped. He called Valere and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. It says, talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Valere Harford gave Dahlia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal the world the whole truth. The whole truth? There was a dangerously important secret between Valere and Dahlia. Dahlia thought she had to kill Valere to keep her mouth shut permanently. A terrific story, Miss Faye. If you like fiction, that is. Enlighten the court, Miss Faye. What was the secret that's so important? Where's your evidence? Dahlia and Valere Harford and Terry Falls. There's only one important secret that connects them all. Oh yes, I know the secret. Your Honor, the defense would like to request for the testimony. What testimony? Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago. We believe it to be a lot of things. Just the nature of the important secret between the Harford sisters. Ugh. Very well. I'll grant your request for the testimony. It'll be painful for you. You can line us once more, my little maple leaf. Yes, I'll try, Mr. Judge.
Yeah, this is Paola's father. This is Paola's father here. Paola is not doing anything right now.
Shut up! It'll be the last time you hide behind your womanly lies.
Yes, this is Paola's dad.
Shut up! Damn. "5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Fallis. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister, Valere, brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Fallis in the arm. That's when Mr. Fallis tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. No, you jumped on purpose. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life. The kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. Are you sure about that? With her sister's help, she left the Harford family and started all over again. And to relieve after all that, she murdered her sister? Preposterous! Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Faye? Yes, Your Honor. If you've heard the witness is still traumatized from the kidnapping, I'll ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination. Mr. Edgeworth got the jump on me again. Huh. If we're not allowed to fight, then let's twist some arms. Listen up. We still got the info. That ace half sleeves. What info? Come on, don't say you forgot already. The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged. That's right, it was fake kidnapping. Terrible souls in the lobby. I'll do anything she says, anything Dahlia says. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by... Yeah, me and Dahlia. And Valere too. Yes, that's it. The fake kidnapping is your best shot, Mia. That's her secret. Alright. 5 years ago. 1, 2, 3, 4%. Map! Objection, baby! You said that the Mr. Falls pushed you into an Eagle River. However, that's hard to believe. But it's true. I felt pushed on my back. I'm certain of it. It was Mr. Fallis. I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said, that's hard to believe. I should have said, that's impossible. Impossible? I asked the court to recall the condition of Dusky Bridge. Now and 5 years ago. But the bridge hasn't changed one bit in these last 5 years. If someone had pushed you from behind as you have claimed, you would have died. Insisted on being carried away from the river. You would have been smashed by the bedrock below, almost certain death. Do you understand now, Dahlia Harford? The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible. Ah! Your Honor, this event occurred 5 years ago. Why will all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then. But it's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in the water level would have made a difference. Ah! You're right, and events occurred, the witnesses testified. Then the defendant could have pushed the witness into the river. Young lady, what is the meaning of this? You see, Just a moment, Your Honor! It's true that the witness testified the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated that she fell from back into the bridge. What do you mean? After being shot in the arm, it's possible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off to the side of the bridge. If that's true, she would have fallen into the river. Well, Miss Harthorn, is Mr. Escher's explanation correct? Now that you mention it, I do remember now. When I fell off the bridge, my skirt got caught in one of the bridge's side wires. You can't be serious! Order on the court! I see Miss Faye's assault has finally reached. Not now, Mia. It's not time to retreat. Unfortunately for you, this just started Miss Faye's assault. What? I believe your reasoning went something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's possible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible. Ridiculous! That's so possible about it. It's because your full line contradicts the court's record. Look at how long those are, you see? Long.
Hey, this is Paola's dad here.
Shut up! Yeah, all the answers are right here in this photograph. Took out the wire supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up about 5 feet of the ground. It would be impossible to push someone from there. No! That's for getting caught. Plus, remember the size and strength of the defendant. Wires like this would have been a problem for him. He could have easily picked up a 14-year-old girl and thrown her off. So young, sorry, so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Falls would have been shot in the right arm. And more importantly, Valeria Harthorn had her gun trained on him in point-blank range. Ugh! Oh boy. So, Mr. Falls throwing the witness to the bridge? That's clearly impossible. Ah! What is the meaning of this? Oh boy. Dahlia Harthorn, you jumped into an Eagle River intentionally! What is this? Wait, is that the tiger sound? Why? Dude, what do you mean by such a ridiculous remark? Yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had her gun in handcuffs. She could have saved me. Jumping into the raging river like that would have been suicide. Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You were probably confident that she could handle the swift current, but even more so. Now, witness has so much more compelling reason to jumping into the river. Oh, then what was that? So important she wanted to jump off the river. The witness is still alive. The fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life to jump into the Eagle River Rapids. The diamond. 5 years ago, something else just appeared along with Dahlia that day. This item that Valeria brought up the mountain with her. A $2 million diamond. Ah! No, can't be. Yes, Dahlia had a plan over from the beginning. The $2 million. She was going to keep it all for herself. She forced Mr. Falls to help her fix the kidnapping. And then she jumped off the river. At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river, with the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack. Oh, she's converted her true colors now. Why, that's simply ridiculous! Bro, satisfying. Odd! Your Honor, 5 years ago, the witness was only 14 years old. Do you really think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan? Actually, yes. Yes, this woman is a demon! And there was one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valeria Harthorn. You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well? Oh yeah, she was. But she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping? Precisely. I'm sure that it was weighed heavily on her conscience in the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder. What do you mean by that? On the day of the murder, After receiving the phone call from Mr. Fawless, Valere called her sister Dahlia, and then she told her what she was planning to do. She was going to tell the whole truth, as she wrote in her note. That is what sealed Valere's Hartford's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. A plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices of the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valere Hartford. Who is that laughing at a time like this? She revealed her true colors! Thank you. Forgive me, it's just hilarious. Witness? Is that you? You amuse me, woman. Miss Mia Fey. You can certainly weave an exciting tale. Naturally, you have the evidence to back it up, don't you? Evidence? Evidence is that plan to kidnapping, of course. At 14, I plotted with Mr. Fawless and my sister. Well, and one more thing. What happened to the $2 million diamond? You couldn't prove evidence to at least show that? Well, Miss Fey, I don't know. What a joke. You, Miss Fey? Are you stupid or something? Nyeh. How can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I don't even have the sense of proof of Valere Hartford's murder. Well, it seems we've come to the end. To be honest, the witness' behavior does raise suspicion. However, when Forrest rejected assertions made by this defense. Of course you are. Is this it? Is this really over? The girl made a fool of me and there's nothing I can do about it. Ha! Without evidence, the trial's over. Who decided that? Mr. Armando? Come on now, kid. Haven't you figured out that you can make your own rules? For example, even if there's no evidence, there's still a testimony. Testimony? On the day in question, Dahlia Hartford murdered her sister. She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Bell's stone car and it went to meet with her. Disguised as her sister, Valere Hartford. That's what you think, right? Yes, that's right. In that case, there's only one answer. What? There's only one person left who can testify about Valere Hartford's murder. And there's no proof. There's only one thing left to do. Who was one person who could testify that demon woman crimes? The defendant himself, Terry Fawless, is the only person left. Your Honor, the defense wishes to call a new witness. A new witness? Yes. Who would like to hear the testimony of Terry Fawless? The defendant? There's only one person that can shed any further light on the situation. The only one person that knows what Dahlia's role in kidnapping was. The only person that can say whether the person in the photo is Valere Hartford, or whether it was in fact her younger sister Dahlia, disguised as her. There's only one person who can solve the riddle that can once and for all, and that person is Terry Fawless. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what is your take on this? Why not? The prosecution has no objection. Very well. Bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand. This is my last chance, Mr. Fawless. My last chance to establish Dahlia's guilt. You're all I have left. The defendant, you've heard everything you've been said up to this point, yes? I don't believe it, no way. Dahlia died 5 years ago. Valere betrayed me. Mr. Fawless, I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is clear. Dahlia is very much alive, and you were used for $2 million. That's not true. Mr. Fawless, there's only one question I want to answer to. 2 days ago on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Was it Valere Hartford, or was it Dahlia Hartford? Dahlia, did you betray me? 5 years ago, she promised never ever betray each other. Terry, Dahlia, it's true. You are alive. You don't trust me anymore. That makes me sad. Tell the truth, the real truth. I believed in you. I shouldn't need to say it. You should already know. But there's one thing that I will say. My life is in your hands right now, Terry. Dahlia. I will allow Mr. Fawless to testify once and once only. Well, Mr. Fawless, the final testimony is trial. With this? Ah! Eek! I'm sorry,
apologize. Water, please. Can't talk. I need water. Oh well, guess this is me the coffee instead. That's so much the way he probably feeling. Darker and bitter than hell itself. Ah! So what's who Terry Fallis saw? Alright, here we go. That day, at 4 p.m., I stopped the car. I was in front of Bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited the bridge. I watched my car from Bridge. I never put no body in the car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. We talked, and then she left. That was Valere. Not my Dahlia.
Mr. Fallis, you're covering for her. Do you think she would do the same for you? That's enough, Miss Faye. His last statement was fitting for the end of final trial testimony.
Well then, Miss Faye, please proceed with cross-examination.
This is how I wanted to end, Mr. Fallis. Let a guilty verdict to go along with your death sentence.
There's only one person who can stop it. You can, I think. There's only one thing to do. Present the photo.
And that's all we gotta do.
The witness's photo.
So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived, huh? So you waited at the bridge. You're sure of that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're sure, huh? Well then, I'm sure too, Mr. Fallis. I'm sure that you're lying.
Huh?
Oh, I would love to hear your rationale on this, Miss Faye. You want to know how I arrived on the bridge first? Just look at this photo. It's perfectly clear. Obviously, the person that came first would be on the end of the bridge, right?
But that's the victim at the end of the bridge!
Precisely my point. In other words, Mr. Fallis, you must have arrived at the bridge after she did. Mr. Fallis, please don't get so worked up. We just want the truth.
I got there around 4 o'clock, it's true. I had somewhere to go. A special place.
Did you get to a special place before you went to the bridge?
Yeah, it's an old temple about 15 minutes from the bridge.
Old temple, huh? It's gonna be important for later.
5 years ago, me and Dahlia, we promised each other. We swore we wouldn't betray each other. She brought a memento to represent our love.
A memento?
5 years ago, I hid it under the base of a tree there. It's a special memory for me. This is it. This is what I wanted to get.
A little bottle necklace is your memento.
It's quite charming.
But wait a minute, that looks very familiar from the first case, doesn't it? Your Honor, you heard what my client said. He arrived at the scene at 4 o'clock. But then he left his car unattended and walked away. He was gone for approximately 30 minutes. With that much time, Dahlia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body in the trunk of his car. No!
Indeed, there certainly was enough time for it. Still got a chance. Mr. Fallis, there's no mistaking it.
Huh? Mr. Fallis?
Oh no! 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 That's enough. Please.
Witness?
I promised her 5 years ago. If it ever happens, that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink a bottle.
That bottle contained poison! No! Stop the trial! Your Honor! We need a recess!
I was stupid. Couldn't keep promise. So I did it. I drank this.
No! We were so close! Just a little more! I was going to prove your innocence!
No, don't want that. Don't trust self. Maybe kill again. Kill sweet Dahlia again.
Mr. Fallis!
Mr. Armando, thanks for the coffee.
Mr. Fallis! It's a pretty dark end to a trial. And so, for my first trial ended, suddenly and tragically. It ended with no winners. Only losers. I ended up with a wound that cut so deep into my soul, I thought it'd never heal. I'm sure it was the same for the young prosecutor as well. But one person, that true criminal, Dahlia Harthorne, she left the courtroom with a secret smile on her demonically sweet face. Unforgivable, that witch. Mr. Armando, we were so close to the truth. It was right there in front of us. We were just a little too soft, kitten. It's my fault! It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself. Don't cry, kitten. You're gonna make my coffee all salty. I knew it. I knew I was cut out for this. Mia. Don't you get it? You can't cry yet. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. But Mr. Armando, your hand's okay though. No matter how tough the case, no matter how bitter the memories, they always fade over time. Then you file them away and eventually forget them. One year later, in this very same courthouse, I myself got wrapped up in that case. Phoenix's case. Or Phoenix was the first case in the game. And Dahlia got caught in that one. She got caught and sentenced to death. Only after that did Dahlia Hartford get put in trial for her crimes. And she actually did get caught, so she didn't get away. The verdict was ultimately handed down to her was sentenced to death. Guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect, angelic smile on her face. It was finally all over. At least, that's what I thought at the time. Unfortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. It has been 5 years, but now something has happened that's made me remember all this. And that's it. That's the end of Turnabout Beginnings. Holy shit, 1 hour 32 minutes, what the hell? Oh my god. Okay, so anyway. Bridge to Turnabout. Oh god, this case. That case is long. And I mean by long, I mean extremely. We're gonna get into that case soon. It's pretty good. Alright, so anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, or whatever. And next time, we're gonna go ahead and start probably the longest trial in the entire trilogy. Alongside Rise from the Ashes. The Bridge to Turnabout. A very, very long case. It's going to be split into many episodes. I think it might take like 10 videos to make this. My logical guess is that I'm going to take a little break for a while. Just for a while. And then I'll go ahead and, just for maybe like what? Maybe like a few days. For a while. Because and then after I will go ahead and start Bridge to Turnabout. Because how long this case takes, you have no idea. God, this case takes forever. I mean, but it's forever, but in a good way. But like, this case is amazing. Okay, so... probably my favorite case in the entire trilogy. So see you guys then. Bye.